Hi, we have Marty Smith here with us today. How are you?
I'm doing good, Sarah. How are you?
I'm good. So,
Good. Thanks for having me.
yes, my pleasure. Anyways, um, so today we'll be discussing Marty's radio career and how he got into it, radio and everything.
Yes, yes.
I feel like I should be looking at someone right now. No, I mean like at a camera or something. All right. So let's get this started. So, what got you interested in radio?
It's funny. People have always told me I have this great, amazing voice. Now, personally, I'm not a big fan of my voice, but people told me all the time, you should go try it. And so I knocked on doors for a long time before somebody gave me a chance. And then when I got in there, I really enjoyed it, loved it, and knew that that's what I was called to do. So here I am all these years later, still doing it.
Oh, that's cool. And so, how old were you when you started working in radio?
I was 25 when I started my radio career, and it was December 7th, 1990. And walked into a radio station and asked them if they were hiring. And they said, "Do you have any experience?" I said, "No." And they said, "Well, we're not hiring." And they slammed the door in my face. So went home, and on the way home, I was just praying, saying, "Lord, if this is what you want, you do it, because I'm done." And 5 days later, they called me back and they said, "We've had somebody that had to quit and we need help. But you don't have experience, so we really don't want you." And so I looked at him and I said, "I'll tell you."
Particular radio station besides Heaven's Country.
Other than Heaven's Country, probably Q102. And I was there on the air for 4 years. I was there when on 9/11, and I stayed there all day in the studio and broadcasted all day. And we were giving updates and reports from New York. And eventually what happened was we became this call center, for people that had family in Colorado Springs. And they would call us and say, "Tell my family I'm safe." And so we spent all day on the air. And by the end of the day, my voice was shot. I couldn't even talk anymore. And we were just letting people know, "Hey, we just heard from so-and-so, your family's safe, and call us here at the studio." And that's what we did all day on 9/11. But Q102 was probably the one I did more than any others, second to Heaven's Country.
Wow. How hard was that to do just constantly on 9/11? Just constantly call families and have to tell them that they're safe.
The hardest part was the emotional aspect of it, because we didn't know at the time what was happening. We're like, we've been attacked. Are we going to war? What's happening here? Why would someone do this? There were just a million questions. And that morning, I did the morning show. And so I got there at 3:30 in the morning. My co-host was Bobby Lemieux, and we were getting ready for the day. And we're doing our show. And the sales manager called and said, "Run into the newsroom. We've just been attacked. Someone just flew into the World Trade Center." I'm like, "What?" And so I went into the newsroom, which was next door to the studio, just in time to see the second plane go through that tower. And I thought it was a movie when I saw it. And I'm like, "What just happened?" And I ran in. We were playing a Michael W. Smith song, and I stopped it.
Do you remember what song it was?
I can't remember at the time which song it was. I just know it was Michael W. Smith. And I said, "Q102, 102.7 FM. We're sorry to stop the song. We're sorry to just quit everything, but we just need to let you know, moments ago, a plane went into the World Trade Center tower. We're getting information right now. We're trying to find out what's going on." And that's what started it. And then from there, the rest of the staff happened to be coming in, because that was 7:55 in the morning in Colorado Springs. And we went to work. We just like, okay, what do we do? Because normally if I get there at 3:30, I'm out by 1:30. Like, I'm going to be here all day. And so was on the air and let people know, we're going to keep you posted. We're going to keep you updated, let you know what's going on. We threw in a song to play, which gave us about 3 minutes to figure out what we're going to do. Gives you time to think. And we're like, okay, Bobby, you're going to get news here. Talk to another guy, you're going to get this. Talk to another guy, you're going to get phone calls. Boom, boom, boom. And we had a game plan within 3 minutes, and then came back on the air, and we're like, Q102, 102.7. We're playing your Christian contemporary hits. Letting you know, if you just tuned in, the World Trade Center has been attacked. We saw a plane go through. Now we've got word that there were 2 planes that went through. There's another one around the Pentagon. And then, so we had this news that we were telling. And all the while we're on the air, people are running back and forth in the studio while we're on the air live. And they go, got another. And you'd hear them in the background. And so, and we kept going. And it was emotionally taxing because you're hearing the stories of people who lost loved ones. You're hearing the frantic voice of someone calling, going, please, you need to help me. My family's in New York. They were going there today. Can you help me? And, you know, the tears, the anguish, the grief, when people would call, they're just wailing and screaming and just, you've got to help me here. And then there was those moments of elation where somebody would call and we'd say, hey, so-and-so called and they're safe. And the phone lines would light up and people would be calling, crying, thanking God that their family was safe. And so it was just a very hard, difficult day. The thing that we do as broadcasters in those situations, you have to stay strong. And, you know, it's hard not to cry on the air or to just break up and say, I can't do this. You don't have a choice. You've got to do your job and get it through because you're there for the people. And that's what we did all day.
Speechless.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just trying to think of words to say.
That's understandable.
It's like, after hearing that, it's like, oh my goodness.
It was a really hard day. It just, and you know, you think of your kids at the time, and I was worried about my children and worried about my family, and it just, it was hard. And I'll be honest with you, Sarah, at the end of the day, when they pulled me off the air and said, we're going to take over, I went into another room and I just cried. Because of everything that we went through, and it was tough, you know, because you don't forget hearing the anguish in someone's voice. And so I took a good 30-40 minutes in a room by myself and just let it out.
I'd probably end up hearing like one or two of those, and I'd just be like, I'm done. I can't. Someone take over for me. I can't do this anymore.
Yeah. And, you know, and sometimes that happens, and you got to respect that and say, I got it.
Yeah.
You know, the thing in radio, they always tell us, leave your problems at the door. Okay. Don't bring your emotion to the radio station. You're on there to entertain and have fun and play music, and don't show emotion. And that day just threw all those rules out the window. And, you know, it was okay to have people in there crying, and it was okay to have people scared going, what do we do? And we were there. Our goal and our job at that moment was, we're going to do everything we can to get you all the information you need. And we're going to help you with this. We're going to get through this together. And, you know, no matter what the outcome, and we'll be stronger because of it.
Yeah. So what got you interested in radio?
What got me started in radio was, well, I always loved to listen to the radio. And then as I started singing and recording myself, I just I had an interest in sharing the music with others, and the opportunity opened up, and I thought, well, that might be kind of fun. I think I might try that.
What's the longest you worked at a radio station?
Let's see. I think with Marty is the longest I've worked at a radio station. In fact, I know it is. And we've been working together. We were just talking about this the other day. About 7 years now.